Have you ever tried drawing a face only to realize something looks off, even though you can't explain why? The secret to realistic portraits isn't talent. It's understanding a clear process that artists use every time they draw people successfully. Welcome to HowExpert Tip of the Day, where we bring you real-world tips from our how-to guides on all topics from A to Z. If you want to learn even more in-depth strategies, examples, and techniques on this topic, check out HowExpert Guide to Drawing People and Portraits, available at Amazon, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Google, Kobo, Apple, Spotify, and all major bookstores as an ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook. Drawing people and portraits can feel intimidating because the human brain is incredibly good at spotting small mistakes in faces. But once you learn the foundational steps artists rely on, portrait drawing becomes logical, repeatable, and enjoyable. In this video, you'll learn a clear step-by-step method to draw realistic faces with better proportions, stronger structure, and more lifelike expression. Step number 1. Start with basic head shapes and guidelines. Every successful portrait begins with structure, not details. Instead of jumping straight into eyes or lips, lightly sketch a simple oval or egg shape to represent the head, then draw a vertical line down the center and a horizontal line across the middle. These guidelines help you place facial features accurately and prevent common proportion mistakes. Think of this stage as building the frame of a house before decorating it. Even professional artists spend time here because a strong foundation makes everything else easier. Step number 2. Understand facial proportions. Many beginners place features based on guesswork, but faces follow surprisingly consistent proportions. The eyes usually sit halfway down the head, not near the top as many assume. The bottom of the nose falls halfway between the eyes and chin, and the mouth rests roughly 1/3 of the way between the nose and chin. Practicing these relationships trains your eye to measure rather than assume. Over time, you'll notice your drawings instantly start looking more realistic without adding extra detail. Step number 3. Build the features. Using simple shapes, instead of drawing complex features immediately, break everything into basic forms. Eyes can begin as almond shapes, noses as simple wedges, and lips as soft geometric curves. This approach reduces pressure and helps maintain symmetry. For example, when sketching eyes, focus first on placement and size rather than eyelashes or shading. Artists simplify first because accuracy matters more than decoration at this stage, and clean shapes give you flexibility to refine later. Step number 4. Focus on observation, not symbols. One of the biggest breakthroughs in portrait drawing happens when you stop drawing what you think a face looks like and start drawing what you actually see. Beginners often draw symbolic eyes or mouths learned from cartoons or memory. Instead, study angles, distances, and unique shapes specific to the person you're drawing. Notice how one eyebrow may sit slightly higher, or how shadows define the cheekbones. Training observation turns drawing into a skill rather than a guessing game. Step number 5. Add depth. Through light and shadow shading is what transforms a flat sketch into a 3-dimensional portrait. Before shading, identify a single light source and imagine how light falls across the face. Areas facing the light remain lighter, while areas under the nose, chin, and eye sockets naturally become darker. Use gradual transitions rather than harsh lines to create realism. Even simple shading techniques, when applied thoughtfully, can make a portrait look dramatically more lifelike. Step number 6. Refine edges and adjust proportions. At this stage, step back and evaluate your drawing as a whole. Professional artists constantly compare distances between features and make adjustments. Flip your drawing upside down or view it in a mirror to spot errors more easily. Small corrections, slightly narrowing an eye or adjusting jaw width, often make the biggest difference. Remember, portrait drawing is a process of refinement, not perfection on the first attempt. Step number 7. Add personality and expression. A technically accurate face becomes memorable when you capture expression and character. Pay attention to subtle details like the tilt of the head, softness of the eyes, or tension in the mouth. These small elements communicate emotion and individuality. Instead of aiming for photographic perfection, aim to represent the feeling or presence of the person. This is where your artistic voice begins to shine. Try drawing 3 quick portrait studies using the same method. First, draw a face looking straight forward using guidelines and proportions. Next, draw a face from a photo with strong lighting so you can practice shading contrasts. Finally, sketch someone from real life, a friend, family member, or even your reflection, focusing mainly on observation rather than perfection. Another helpful exercise is timing yourself for 10 minutes per sketch. Limiting time forces you to focus on major shapes instead of getting stuck on tiny details too early. Many artists improve faster through multiple quick studies than one overly detailed drawing. HowExpert tip: draw what you see. Upside down. A powerful training method is to turn your reference image upside down while drawing. This prevents your brain from relying on symbolic shortcuts and forces you to focus purely on shapes, angles, and relationships. Artists often use this trick to dramatically improve accuracy and observation skills. When you follow these steps consistently, portrait drawing becomes far less intimidating. You begin to understand faces as structures made of shapes, proportions, light, and observation rather than mysterious artistic talent. With practice, your confidence grows, your accuracy improves, and your portraits start to feel alive. Your challenge: draw 1 portrait today using this exact process. Guidelines first, proportions second, shapes third, shading fourth, and refinement last. Don't aim for perfection, aim for completion. Then repeat the process 3 times this week and notice how quickly your skills improve. For even more tips, techniques, and practical examples on this topic, check out HowExpert Guide to Drawing People and Portraits, available at Amazon, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Google, Kobo, Apple, Spotify, and all major bookstores as an ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook. HowExpert publishes how-to guides on all topics from A to Z. Visit howexpert.com to learn more.